everybody, it is Calxiyn here, and if you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon if you want to support this nonsense. So, today I had a midterm, which is why I look like this, and have my hair like that, and all that other stuff, but, okay, I may not be all here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had a tough midterm today, I have a tough midterm tomorrow, but basically after those midterms, I am home free. But, we need to have a chat, because, okay, so here's what happened. So I was coming home, right, and I came home, I sat down, I was having, like, a snack or whatever, because it's, like, 9 o'clock at fucking night, and I've been at school since 12 o'clock, and I was going through the comments, you know, as I do, as you do, maybe you do, I don't know. But, somebody said that Blake, right, because we all know this, Blake in Volume 1, she's reading a book and she's like, oh, it's about a man who has 2 souls, like, right, and then, you know, RWBY says that to Ozpin, like, I've never met someone with 2 souls before, like, it's fine, but that person said, and I quote, and I'm gonna actually find, their username, they are just 1-1, like, they're 1 and there's a space, and then there's another 1, and they were like, Ozpin is probably the author of that book, right, okay? And now, so, Hunter and I, right, because there's the King of Vale, right, or the Prince or whatever, right, he's like our knight in shining armor, and then there's the guy with the cloak, and like, he's like a wizard, and then we had fucking IT Ozpin, and we couldn't figure out where that Ozpin fit into everything, and so for today's RWBY crack video, what I'm trying to tell you guys, right, is that IT Ozpin is not, in fact, IT Ozpin. He is, and Hunter says, he looks like that, would you take a peek at my screenplay motherfucking Ozpin? That is what Hunter has decided to contribute since he can't come over tonight. And I agree, okay? He looks like the type of author that would, like, sit down at a Starbucks and, like, start writing a book, like, with his glasses and his weird pants and all of that, and he, you know, if he found himself in this situation, he'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna write, like, a Remnant Times bestseller, or, like, whatever the fuck, right? And so, I'm just saying, does this not make sense? Because think about it, right? This is a way for this man, right, who has a soul in him all of a sudden, like, to cope, right? Because Ozpin said, okay, you know, like, it usually passes to people that are like-minded, right? Because then you have, like, the king, and then you have a wizard, right? They're probably, you know, strong warriors, and they care about people and stuff. But there's gotta be the off time where something, you know, where the only person in the world who is available may not be an exact match as you. We've talked about this in videos before. So what if, like, all the kings and all the leaders sort of just died, right? Because, you know, then you have the council and whatever, right? Because the kingdom was unestablished, right? They don't have kings anymore, all of that stuff. And so basically the world is kind of in a weird place where no one's really like-minded to, like, you know, to Ozpin or whatever, except for even the council people. I'm sure they're shady, we'll get to that. But what if this guy, like this poor man who just wants to write his book and live in his house and, like, live his best life, like, just, like, gets Ozpin in his head and he's like, you know what? You know the fuck what? Like, I'm gonna write a book. I don't know about you guys, that makes a whole lot of sense to me, and, like, I like to write, okay, and so if something, like, weird happened to me, like, I'd write a whole book about that, you know what I mean? Like, I'd take the experience, or I'd take the, I mean, tragedy, depending on how you want to look at, like, Ozpin being in someone's head, and I'd be like, you know what? Like, this would make a good story. Like, that's the type of bitch that this IT Ozpin is. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know. I hate this video already, but I don't care because it's a crack theory, and so if it's wrong, it's like, whatever, it was just a crack theory, like, no one listened to Cal. But if it's right, right, you guys will be like, wow, like, Cal is a genius, I want her to write a screenplay, right? Like, something like that. I also posted this on Twitter, and, I added Thomas, because if you guys don't know, Unicorn of War is writing a book, so I feel like he'd appreciate this, and I don't remember what he said exactly, but he was just like, he does, because I was like, does he not look like the kind of hipster dude that would sit in a Starbucks and, like, write a book? And then Thomas was like, he does, and it makes my hatred of Ozpin increase tenfold. And I'm like, yes! This makes so much sense! And, like, I don't know. Like, that could be seen as, you know, obviously it's like, haha, like, he wrote a book, right? Like, all these other great warriors did something, but, like, the way I see it is it's actually, I don't want to say, like, I don't want to get all fake deep, but, like, it is a way of coping. You know, he took his situation, which was being stuck in Ozpin's head, and he, you know, he made the best of it. He decided that he'd write a story to kind of, you know, talk about his feelings and all that, and then he published it, and maybe he made lots of money. I mean, Blake's reading it, right? And so maybe that's, like, the whole idea is that even though he wasn't a warrior or any of that, maybe he was a Hamilton, right? If you guys don't know or haven't been here before, I like Hamilton the musical a lot, and, like, that was Hamilton's whole thing, like, Hamilton, he wants to fight, not right, like, all of that. Like, all of that stuff, right? So what if he's just like, listen, I can't fight, but I can write a good book. And maybe he didn't just write a book, maybe he wrote other stuff too. You know what I mean? Because even though, like, the strength in fighting and being a huntsman, obviously that's important, right? And, like, having magic and being a wizard and, right, all of that. But, you know, like, the intelligence, like, what if he may have not seemed like anything at first, but he was actually, you know, a really intelligent guy, right? And so that's why he just looks like a normal dude. Like, he's not a huntsman, but he's intelligent to the point where him and Ozpin are sort of like minds, or whatever you want to call it, right? That he's more than meets the eye, you could say. I really enjoy that, because you have, the King of Vale, and the great old powerful wizard, and this mage dude in the robes, and then you just have this guy, and it's like, maybe when he first got, you know, Ozpin, that's what we're calling it, when he first got Ozpin, right, maybe he was like, well, I'm not really anything, but Ozpin was like, no, there must be something special about you, we can find it, but it was about, you know, him being smart and stuff. And maybe, I don't know, maybe, like, he went on to do some other stuff, because maybe it was that book, but what if he, like, you know, kind of a Hamilton-y situation. What if he got into writing laws and, like, writing, like, stuff for the academies, like, how to be a good huntsman? Because I'm sure they have textbooks, right? Like, I'm sure it's, like, a Harry Potter type shit where they still have, like, potions textbooks and all that. Like, even though it's magic, you still have to fucking study, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, like, what if they use their talents for that? Because, you know, everyone's different, right? Not everyone's gonna be a fantastic fighter, and we're getting that with Oscar, but what if sort of the point in bringing this up, like, in the show proper, is like, hey, Oscar, like, listen, I've been in the bodies of some great warriors, alright? But I've also been in the bodies of some normal people, just like you, and we were still able to try to make change in the world. I don't know, that just sounds so nice, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Hello? My phone seems to think so. It's never made that noise before. It's like, hello! The ghost in Cal's basin, like, it's here, don't worry. But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to kind of do and, like, talk about and all that, just cause, I don't know, it's a crack theory, okay? It's a crack theory. It's a crack theory. But there has to be something! Like, he has to be something! You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously a version of Ozpin, so, like, there are only so many options, you know what I mean? So we have to kind of consider, okay, like, you know, he doesn't necessarily look like the others, right? He's either some sort of techie guy, or he's the book-writing hipster. Like, there's no in-between. Like, he has to be something, right? So even though it's a crack theory, like, what else is there? Like, other than that, like, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing. And if Hunter was here, like, I can't even imagine what Hunter would say in this video if he was here, and I think that's, like, the beauty of it for me, is that you guys, if you've been here before, you guys know Hunter so well, but obviously he can't be here because this is a bit spontaneous, but, like, you guys can just imagine how Hunter would, like, rip into this idea, right? And, like, I don't know, listen, okay? I'm a fan, I vote for it, like, you know, that's all I'm saying. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this, I don't know how you guys would enjoy this, so never mind. But you guys can be patrons, if you want to. I probably won't do too many of these, but I feel like, I don't know, the world just needed to know tonight. Maybe this is the video that puts me on the map, we'll find out. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye! Thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, I encourage you guys to become patrons over on Patreon. Patrons get a lot of different rewards, ranging from early access to all of our videos up to a week in advance. $10 patrons actually get them sometimes weeks in advance, or even like a month in advance. It depends on how much we record for. But also, all of our patrons get access to our Discord server, which is really cool if you guys want to talk to us in a more direct way. I obviously hang out a lot there. And there are just a bunch of other rewards that you guys can check out on Patreon. You guys can sort of see for yourself, and if you want to support us, you want to help us out, you want to see more videos like this and want to help keep us going, you guys would really help us out. So yeah, I hope that you guys will consider becoming patrons, and I hope that all of our patrons enjoy seeing their lovely names at the end of the screen, because we couldn't do this without them. So I will see you guys later. Bye.